a problem here. And it's more than just Alvin streaming Punisher. When life begins to suck, who's reporting it? Luckily, you got two friends who you won't forget. Coming live, Alvin and Fran on survival. Laughing non-stop, case drops on a cycle. Louder than intrusive thoughts off an iPhone. How they make the world seem bright with the lights off? AFs, it might as well stay up. Lies being told like that dinosaur BS. Magnifying glass to the ground if they don't see us. Having the time, roasting your favorite pizza. Bougie ain't an option, it's the wage. Take it to the grave, add moving to the place. You already know when they take the case. Laugh the pain away, it's affirmative murder.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Affirmative Murder, the equal opportunity true crime comedy podcast. I am Alvin Williams, joined as always by my partner in true crime, Fran and Alvin.
Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
Yeah, man, I'm the mailman. Can't you tell, man? Gonna post it.
What up?
Fran, what is going on, dude? How are you feeling about the current state of the world, the heat and, politics and everything? How's life?
I mean, life is good so far. I mean, that's not affecting me at the moment. But
which part?
The presidential
Sure.
debate.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a video that popped up on my timeline that said the drastic decrease in health of an old man is
Crazy apparent.
it's insane, man.
I cut on the debate for about 10 minutes. They were talking about the most nonsensical things, and I went, the only takeaway from that, no matter what side of the aisle that you stand on, the only takeaway for people that should have came from that is, this is really sad that this is where we are in this country. Like, that these are our choices. If you are a Trump fan and you left that like, man, he kicked his ass, that shouldn't have been your takeaway from that. They both look really sad and pathetic, and this is a really sad state of affairs. But
He looks like a dead person up there with like the makeup they put on you when they put you in the casket.
yeah, he looks embalmed. He looks like an embalmed body, like how people, when they go like, I'm gonna put my brother in the club. He died. He loved the club, and they embalm you and they put you in your best clothes and just let you be in like a public setting. It looks like they did that, but he wanted to be president. Like Joe always wanted to be president, so we put him in a suit. We put him up on the debate stage, and there he is. Look at him fulfilling his dream, even though he's dead.
Somebody up top got the strings and shit.
It's like, who's doing the voice? Somebody's throwing the voice.
He's barely hanging on.
They got Jeff Dunham up there throwing the voice.
Yeah, man, but yeah, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, we can move
saw
on.
clips.
I don't
I didn't
really.
watch
It's whatever. It's sad.
But I have my hat on. My hat is in honor of a video that I've been watching.
Pretty much Bloods and Brims wear this hat right here. LA County Bloods and Brims. These other two hats right here, these Philly hats, these right here.
That's a video you have to watch on TikTok.
Out of Compton. You don't
It's
want
called
to be
Sports Hats LA Gang Wars.
Oh, yeah. You can't wear any
right
hats.
here. BPN,
So it's
strictly Bloods.
It's like I have a Los Angeles Angels hat on, and it's like you wear this hat and whatever street bam where the angel demons are.
Mhm.
If you wear the angel demons hat because it's got an A on it. If you wear it over there next to I don't know, give me the Florida
The Florida Marlins.
Gunbangers.
Oh,
something like that. The Florida Gunbangers,
Yeah.
because they wear the Florida Marlins hat. It's gonna be an issue.
Well, most of it
Damn, I can't go anywhere.
most of it is the number streets. So like Florida, that's an F. If it's an F on there, it's for some kind of 50th number.
Yeah.
So when I went to LA, I was staying in Burbank, which is the suburbs.
Yeah.
I didn't pack a Yankee hat. I didn't pack a Oakland A's hat. I didn't pack I have so many hats that I don't even think about any of Seattle Supersonics hat. I didn't pack any. I packed only hats that said like, "Have a great day." Like I only wore I only wore hats that had like trucker hats basically.
Yeah.
Because even though, like I said, well, initially when the job that I went out there for, they had me staying in downtown LA. I was like, I'm not wearing anything, colors, anything in downtown Los Angeles. I don't want any issues. Even when they moved it to Burbank, I still was like, definitely not wearing a Yankee hat. Just to be safe. Man, it's really like that. You can't wear. Every hat really that you could think of has an affiliation. Every hat. The San Francisco Giants, the Raiders. Well, no, I think the Raiders is fine.
But is the person that's wearing it is the issue?
I think that well, this is the thing though, right? We're black, we're young. I think that if you're a white dude and you look like you play sports and you're just like a white guy, then they wouldn't press you. But us being black, we look.
It's the person that
it's
has
like,
the
where
hat
are you?
on.
You're gonna get pressed. That's the thing. I don't even want to get pressed in the hat, because if they see you wearing the hat, they're gonna go, "Where are you from?"
Yeah.
And you might go, I'm from Baltimore, man. I just love the Los Angeles Angels. Like, you might not have any issues, but you might.
But the person that wears the hat is the bigger deal to me. That's what my issue.
What do
is.
you mean by that?
Because like you said, if it was a white, it doesn't. If it was a white guy who wears a hat, then
some people can get away with wearing the hat.
Yeah,
and you don't like that?
Yes, that's what I don't like.
Okay,
that's what I like. Just like when people say in the music industry where they go like, "Oh, you got to check in when you come to this so place." It's like, all right, man.
Morgan Wallen's
Michael
not
Rubin
checking
ain't checking in when he come to fucking California. Ain't nobody G checking in. Like, come on, man. Like, it's like, come on, stop. Let's stop.
Yeah,
come on.
Only some people have to follow these rules.
That's
Casey Musgraves doesn't have to check in when she goes to LA. She's
like,
there during a concert and and she leaves.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I saw that video. I was like, this is. I don't want to say it's a joke because it is real, but I mean, like, it's insane, man. We got rules. I remember we was at CrownCon and I had some people. I was talking to people from LA. They was like, I was like, I always want to go to LA. You know, I always bring that shit up, and then people from LA, it gets people going. I like to hear their response. So they go, oh, I would never tell you to go down to Hollywood, Walk of Fame.
LA people
Whoever go down there. People shit is human feces all over the place. I would never tell you to go down there. I go like, what?
You'd love to do the touristy stuff that LA has to offer, but people that live in LA like to do that whole thing. Like, no, don't go there. You got to go here. That place sucks. People want to tell you to go to the cool place. I know a speakeasy bar here, and you should go to this place over here. And
where are the celebrities going to be at? Where can I see celebrities? That's why I'm here. I can go to speakeasy bar back home.
Who gives? Los Feliz is cool, but like you don't need to go to the cool places. You can go to the places that the tourists go, get the pictures, and have the good time. That's still fun.
Yeah, that's still fun.
Yeah, so
sounds fun.
Yeah, fuck all that. But yeah, man, no. But outside of that, I would leave that A's hat at home for sure, or that Angels hat. I would leave that Angels hat at home for sure. Yeah, just to be safe.
Man. Hey, I don't plan on going into any hoods in LA.
This Pume, my Pume is vicious. We're like, oh my God, bro, that was so crazy, man. We saw Danny Glover's Walk of Fame. Hey, homie, where you from? And you're like, where are we from? What is he? Alvin?
Gone. That's fucked up.
So let's just leave it home just to be safe because I don't want to have to do that to you.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I would never do you like that, bro.
That's fucked up. Man, you supposed to be Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan. Was I know you can go this way? I go this way, and then y'all fucking.
And then we just steal them quick with
kicks. Yeah.
Yeah, we would go full on rush hour.
Leave me?
Yeah,
no, that's crazy.
If we were in LA and you got pressed, bro, I got your back, bro.
I would hope so. I'm like, you can have the hat.
Yeah, what do you want? You want me to stomp on it? What do you want me to say? Fuck this street? I don't know.
I'll do whatever you want me to do.
Bro,
I'll take the hat.
East
You
Coast,
can take
man.
this hat.
Fuck this. You want to burn it?
You
can burn this right now. You want to burn this hat? I don't care. I have no affiliations to any of this hat. I got this from a Lids store.
I got it from the Lids. I bought it from a Lids store because I like the colors.
Yeah, that's it.
It go my outfit.
It just matches the red tips of my shoes, bro. I'm just coordinating.
I'm just coordinated.
Yeah. Listen, folks, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a quick break, and when we come back, we're gonna get into some fucked up shit. So stick around. Affirmative Murder is brought to you by Hormone Harmony. Are you going through menopause or maybe perimenopause? I've spoken to some of the most powerful women in my life who are experiencing menopause, and they tell me how difficult it is to find comfort in their own bodies. And I've been recommending Hormone Harmony to them all. Hormone Harmony is an all-in-one hormonal balancing solution for women of all ages. Hormone Harmony isn't just a supplement for women going through perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause. It's become a phenomenon. Women cannot stop talking about it all over social media. Happy Mammoth, the company that created Hormone Harmony, is dedicated to making women's lives easier. And that means using only science-backed ingredients that have been proven to work for women. They make no compromise when it comes to quality, and it shows. For a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use the code AMP at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use the code AMP for 15% off today. Affirmative Murder is brought to you by Kickoff. Have you ever gone up to a vending machine and seen a Rice Krispie treat hanging by the edge of its life? And you know that if you buy the Rice Krispie treat behind that, you'll have become a vending machine master, pulling off the 2-for-1 special, the ultimate beating of the system. That is until Kickoff came into existence. When it comes time to buy a home, a car, or find a new apartment, a bad credit score can be a big roadblock. But Kickoff found a way to beat the system with a fast and easy way to build credit up safely each month. Sign up for a monthly plan in minutes and start building credit right away for as low as $5. Listen, folks, credit is complicated, but one thing I know for sure about it is that a good score is necessary in life. You can use AutoPay to build your credit while you sleep and never have to worry about missing a payment. So if your credit score could use a little TLC, which whose couldn't these days, join the over 1 million people who are building their credit with Kickoff right now. Get your first month for $1 off at getkickoff.com/AMP today. That's Kickoff at getkickoff.com/AM as in, man, my credit's fantastic. P. This special offer applies to new Kickoff Premium customers for their first month only and is subject to approval and only available on getkickoff.com/AMP. Average impact of 30-point increase in the first month is based on the Equifax Vantage Score 3.0 changes for Kickoff Premium customers with starting credit score below 600 who made their first on-time payment between January 2021 and March 2024. Payment and credit activity outside Kickoff can have an impact on your credit. Terms and conditions may apply. Offer subject to change. Individual results may vary. All right, and we are back. This week, folks, we have a very interesting story. So interesting that it became a 2011 direct-to-TV movie, I believe, maybe a Lifetime movie starring Taraji P. Henson.
Really?
So you can listen to this story, and then after you're done, you can go find that on YouTube or something and watch the movie to get those little details that we might have missed. This is the story of one little young boy named Kobe Lee. So on August 21st of 2007, special education teacher Tiffany Rubin's son, Kobe Lee, disappeared while visiting his father. His father's name was Jeffrey Salko, but he was also known as Jeffrey Lee and Kang Sheik Lee. Jeffrey failed to return the boy to his mother in Queens, New York, following a prearranged custodial visit. While she initially tried to stay positive, Tiffany feared that her ex-boyfriend had taken Kobe to his native South Korea. She hacked into Salko's email account and saw her worst fear confirmed. Jeffrey had in fact fled with Kobe to South Korea. He sent an email to a friend saying that he was flying to South Korea and he wasn't coming back. Which is like a bold move, man. If you're dating somebody that has dual citizenship, you don't think about those kind of things, like that they could just, if not dating, but like sharing custody with somebody, and if you're on the outs, they could just leave the country one day. Like, that's a crazy thought. I would have never thought of something like that.
Yeah, master, and that's not like a couple states over though. Shit
Yeah,
like
you gotta start dealing
across
with
the
extradition and rules and laws, international treaties and shit like that. It starts getting crazy. You don't have to just worry about like, yeah, she took him to Macon, Georgia. I can drive down there. I can find you.
Right.
Because of the murkiness around international law enforcement agency cooperation, Tiffany Rubin wanted to hire a private organization that specialized in recovering lost children, but the fees were simply too steep to fund in such short time, especially with the urgent matter at hand. You know, like it wasn't just that it cost a lot of money. It's like, my kid's gone. I need my kid back. I don't have the time to do a bake sale or
exactly.
I don't have time to do that. Salko was facing a potential prison sentence for delinquent child support payments. So this guy already, I don't want to say a deadbeat, but he wasn't doing the things he was supposed to do to see his child.
Yeah.
And for those reasons, on top of I don't know what else as far as the relationship is concerned, he left the whole damn country with the little boy. The New York FBI office obtained a federal arrest warrant for Lee the following month. So he flees with Kobe in August. They have a warrant for his arrest by September.
So is Kobe Lee, is he a biracial child?
Yes,
or?
he's half Korean and half black.
Half Korean and half, okay. Gotcha.
So like I think Janae Aiko is that. She might be half Japanese, half black. And I've seen some very interesting looking people that are quote unquote Blasian. I'm not sure if that's an offensive term in 2024, but like I think Anderson .Paak might be Blasian. I think he's half Filipino. I think he's half Filipino, half black, I think.
So it's Tiger Woods, right?
Tiger Woods is Cambodian and black, something, one of those Pacific Asian islands, like for the Philippines, Laos, one of those countries in that like cluster.
And what continent? Asia?
Yeah, but like okay. Southeast Asia. I don't want to speak. I'm not a geographer, but like
still the same.
Yeah,
right?
like no.
It's not the same?
No, like the Philippines, Laos, Cambodia, these are all different.
It's not Asian.
Oh, like as far as the continent that is connected to?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Why not? He is half black, half Asian though. Tiger Woods.
Right. That's what I was trying to
Yes,
get to.
yes.
Like, he was
getting
really
specific.
trying to pinpoint it.
Yeah. He's half black. He's half black, half Asian.
I'm sure it's probably something more
Yeah.
deeper than that, but I just like he's
black and Asian.
He's black and Asian.
If he had to check boxes on a census, he would check black and Asian.
Black and Asian. Yeah. Cause well, he's Japanese, but Rui Hachimura, the basketball player, is
Yes.
Japanese, but they have like the dark skin, the eye. What do you say? I don't know. What is the term they use for? I don't know. I don't want to say nothing crazy.
I know what you mean. And
Okay.
Sure.
You know, I just don't. They have the
Asian
facial features of a
stereotypical
of a
Asian
Japanese.
features.
Right.
But he has waves.
Japanese person. But he has like curly hair and he has like brown skin and he can speak Japanese and shit like that. So
Yeah. Good looking dude.
yeah, man.
Yeah. Rui Hachimura. He is half black?
Yes, he is.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah, he's half black and like grew up in Japan.
Yeah.
Which is even cooler.
Yeah.
When you have like a English is your second language, so you like speak English with an accent, but you look like you're from Detroit. Like if you saw Rui Hachimura walking around down the streets in Brooklyn, you wouldn't think he was Japanese.
No.
You'd be like, this dude's name is like Devin or something, and he moved here from Cleveland, and you're like, no, I'm from Nagasaki.
Yeah.
You're like, what? He's all tall, gigantic.
Yeah, right.
Mahogany skin. You're like, wait, what?
Mahogany skin.
So, like I said, Tiffany was kind of struggling to figure out what she was going to do as far as funding this national treasure like hunt to find her child. Like, I mean, he was taken across the globe.
Yeah.
Eventually, after about a week of feeling depressed and helpless, I mean, she said that she laid in bed for like a week. She just didn't know what to do.
This is like Taken.
Yeah, and you're not Liam Neeson, so you're like, I don't know what to do next.
Set to do any of this shit.
I don't have a particular set of skills. Like, I don't know what do you do next? Somebody goes, yo, your kid is in Australia.
Yeah.
You go, I just go to Australia. Like, I don't know how to. What do I do next?
Where am I supposed to? The only thing I can think of was getting a plane ticket.
Yeah, like that's the.
Make sure I have an updated passport, and it's like, okay, where do I go after that? Where am I going?
I land. And language barrier. So Australia, they speak English. You're talking about going to Korea.
And this dude, he's from there. So he can find some little hidden town where it's like, I'm off the grid. Nobody knows where I'm at.
Yeah.
Nobody outside of this country knows.
You might get to South Korea, but you're in like the New York of South Korea.
You're in the city.
I'm in Alabama. I'm in the Mobile, Alabama.
I'm in the
Mobile. I don't know. Yeah. I'm in the Mobile, Alabama of South Korea.
Right.
I'm in the sticks.
Yeah, it's like they will never find me. Like,
so I guess I just get the ticket to South Korea and figure
it
out from there.
Yeah, but that's
like a debilitating reality where it's like I can understand her just shutting down and being like.
I was about to say I don't understand how somebody would be able to go on that mission and kind of stick with it, because at some point you would go like, I don't even know where to begin. I'm here, but it's like, where do I?
Everybody's looking at you like you have two heads.
Yeah.
Like my son, he's brown, but also looks kind of Korean. They're like, what? It's like, never mind. Like everybody's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? Or they just keep walking.
Yeah. Racist.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to throw that on South Korea, but I don't know.
Yeah, everywhere we go, he was racist. What's new? I don't
understand. Fair point, right?
What's new about that? It's nothing. You can go anywhere. I saw a video of a guy. He went to India and he had like a bush, and I think I posted it somewhere, and he had darker skin, and he was just enjoying because he travels. This is his YouTube channel. He just travels and he was eating his food. People come to him like, are you asking him, he's like from somewhere? He's like, no, it's like, I'm just black. And people was getting all saying racist shit, and they was like, oh, I didn't know. I've heard the term, but I didn't know it was a derogatory. I had a derogatory meaning to it.
Like they just say it.
And he was like, man, you can't
go anywhere.
You can't just go and you can't. He was like, you just can't go and just say that to people. That's not right. You can't do that. And they go like, oh, I didn't know it was, I had like it's a slur and shit like that. Yeah,
it was in their language. It was in their language.
Like in their language. But no, he'll say it. He said it in like an English.
What it means.
English. But he didn't know. He just heard the word before. He didn't
know they just go around saying it.
Right.
Got it.
But the guy said it to him like
casually,
like,
oh yeah,
that's what people call you, right?
You're a monkey.
No, like, yeah, like, no, you don't say that to people. Then he walked off. He was pissed. The dude was pissed. He's like, I was having to fucking eat my food.
Yeah.
And he was pissed, bro. Like,
I saw a
anybody-
video. So yeah, that's a good point. Probably a lot of racism in South Korea. I saw a video of a girl that was in China. She was dark skinned,
Mhm.
and they were treating her like she was Beyonce, which is also
Taking
racist
pictures
and
and shit?
weird. Like they're like, oh my god, we've
Yeah.
never seen something so black.
Yeah.
Everybody, get around.
What?
Everybody, let's take a group photo. You're like, all right, bro, like, this is getting crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
take pictures and shit. Yeah. Never seen it. You never seen you before.
Can I touch your hair? You're like,
Yeah.
all right, this shit is crazy, man. Like, I don't even want to be here. I just came here to enjoy the vibes, and I'm not a spectacle to be had.
Yeah,
So
it's always like a show. It's a show, and kids, especially when kids, you see videos of kids, they go like, "Are you like an alien? I've never even seen you before." They trying to touch him and shit. Then they
dance?
right, and then the guy starts speaking fucking Japanese or whatever.
I love
language.
those videos.
And they just shocked.
I love those videos.
I love those too.
Black people that go to China and know how to speak Mandarin,
Man,
they go, "Oh, hey, come here, do it again."
Call the whole town over to see you could come talk.
I love that. Shout out to people that really like take that travel shit seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna go take several courses to learn how to speak perfect Mandarin, and then go over there and have a ball.
Yeah, over there and kill it. Because then they love
Yeah.
you.
Oh yeah, then
They
you get
love
all the. Then they're like, you're like an oddity. So again, that's racist, but I'd take that more than like people spitting and not wanting to talk to you. Like,
Sure.
this is the black guy that knows how to speak Mandarin,
Yeah.
and you get all the free food everywhere and shit. It's like, I guess that's better than.
But I don't know if I should look at it as this guy is intelligent or this person is intelligent because they can speak a second language fluently, or they look at it as like I don't know. I don't know if it's like a compliment if you know how to speak another language, or they just look at you like, oh, this black guy knows how to speak a second language. That's impressive. Like we're idiots.
Actually, no. Knowing how to speak a second language is impressive in general.
Like we're idiots. Like
We've had discussions.
These people don't know how to. These people don't know how to speak a second. This Mandarin out of all languages fluently.
Mandarin is hard. So no, I would disagree with you. We've had discussions about that where I've had white people come up to me and I'm like, yeah, man, the precipitation level is pretty high. They go, precipitation? Well, okay, Harvard, you are so well spoken. It's like, that's offensive because that's just a word, right? If you know how to speak a whole nother language, yeah, you should get your props. People should be like, wow, that's really impressive. You shouldn't take that as condescending.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
No, it's not the same, bro. It's not the same.
I don't know.
I don't want to, because shout out to the lady.
know.
I don't want to, I didn't cause a scene, but we were at CrimeCon. There was a lady that was on her, I love black people in the future and America's great when it's colorful shit.
Yeah.
And she was saying some vaguely racist shit in her trying to be pro-black.
Yeah.
So sometimes you get so anti-racist is that you become racist. They're like, I hope, she was like, this is a white woman. She's like, I can't wait till we're the minority. I'm like, do you think that that's what we want? Because like, don't put that on me. That's your own shit. Like, I can't wait till white people are the minority. We need more color. And I love your hair, she said it to Fran.
Yeah.
I love your hair, and you guys speak so great, and it's important. I was like, all right, cool.
Now is that racist? Let's talk about it. So is that you don't have it? You don't have it.
Oh,
Is
say that.
Yeah.
Right.
So is that racist for people? Because I had a number of people at CrimeCon go like, "Can I touch your hair?"
No, you didn't. Did you really?
Swear. I swear.
Can I touch your hair?
Can I touch your hair? I swear.
No, that's very racist. I didn't see that happen. I would have said something to you. I didn't know that type of shit was flying off at you.
Yeah, man.
Can I touch your hair?
Can I touch your hair? Yeah.
Nah, I missed those ones.
Yeah,
I wasn't there for. Except for the one I just named. But she just said, "I love it."
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Yeah, you should not ask anybody that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
But no, learning how to speak Mandarin or French or German and going and speaking, that's just should be commended. That's not you should feel condescended when they go, "Oh, you speak German and English."
Yeah,
okay,
but
black
you
boy.
Do that. Yeah, but you can do that to a white person. You can go like, "No, that guy is intelligent. He not speaking." But a black person, though, you go like, "Whoa."
They put the extra sauce on it.
Whoa, holy shit.
Wait, so you learned how to speak English? And then you learned how to speak another language? Wow. Yeah, no, that's different.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Now, so we have Tiffany waking up from her feeling dejected and helpless of her child being missing, and now she's starting to wake up and be like, all right, well, it's time to move. It's been a week. I got to go get my son back.
Yeah.
So she started researching online for options to help, and soon her sister-in-law connected her with a man named Mark Miller, who's the founder of the nonprofit volunteer organization American Association for Lost Children, or the AAFLC. Mark convinced Tiffany to put him on the case free of charge. So shout out to Mark.
Yeah.
After months of internet sleuthing, Tiffany received a tip in January of 2008 that was a massive break in the situation. She received a message on her MySpace page.
08?
08.
Oh, that's about right.
So this is like the fall. This is like Facebook is up.
Yeah. This is the downhill phase.
Maybe the
of
next
MySpace.
year. Yeah, Facebook is being cooked up. MySpace is on its last leg.
Yeah.
But it still had a bunch of users on it. Still had a lot of people on the platform, and one of them reached out to her.
That's when it was started to change a little bit. It started going towards music.
Yeah.
More music profiles and shit like that.
Yeah. It started getting lame.
It was going downhill for sure.
So the person who reached out to her said that they had seen her son and knew where he went to school. So this dude had taken him out, put him in school. He wasn't coming back.
But as a father, now I can kind of talk to you about this stuff like this. But like, why would you want to do that? Whatever falling out you had with the mother of your child,
Yes.
it shouldn't be that bad to the extent to where you're like, I'm gonna just take this child and go across the country and not say anything to
The mom. And take a kid away from them, boy or girl. Taking a kid away from their mom is
that's more
let me watch out. You're as a dad, so you speak. You tell me, am I wrong in saying that connection's just different? Like
Are you
taking
talking about with the mom and the child?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. But I mean, like, that says more about the hate that you have towards her than you caring about the child.
For sure. Definitely. Because you're not even thinking about what that's going to do to him.
Right.
This is all a fuck you to her.
Exactly. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so he put him up in a new school and everything. He was not coming back. The additional information from the tip was that Kobe was in school and struggling. He was being picked on because of the language barrier, and he wasn't eating well. So he's probably, he's missing his mom. Yeah. He's depressed.
Like, what are we talking about?
Is the word we're looking for. He's depressed.
Yes.
He misses his mom. He's culturally shocked. That's a lot to put on a kid. And he's confused because it's like, can I call her? No.
Right.
Not right. Either he's lying or he's being honest. I don't know which one's worse.
Could be feeding him lies, shit like that. It's like,
she doesn't want you anymore.
Yep.
Who knows what he was saying? She told me to just take you and get out of the country. You're not welcome in America anymore. You know, you ate too many Uncrustables. You ate all the Uncrustables, and you're in trouble with the president, and they kicked you out of the country. What? Kids.
No more Uncrustables? That's what the first thing is. They're not work. Kicked out. What does that even mean? Kicked out of the country?
So I can't have Uncrustables ever again? They're not worried about nothing you just said. You made up this whole lie. Yeah, and the president, they banned you. You've been excommunicated from the country. So I can't have Uncrustables ever again in my life? So after about a month and a half of formulating a plan, Tiffany and Mark Miller arrived in South Korea on March 23rd, 2008, and met with Kobe's teacher, who helped them figure out a way to get into the school undetected.
Undetected to whom?
That's a good question. I guess to like anybody who might be on his side, or I guess him. Maybe maybe they live in like a small village or a small town.
Undetected in the school or the town?
The school.
The school.
Another part to keep in mind is that Tiffany Rubin is a teacher.
Right.
So Jeremy could be a teacher as well.
That makes sense.
Like that's possible that's how they
worked
met.
there.
And that's how he got into school so quick. So I don't have that in my notes.
Right.
But that's important to like a little piece of information if we're going to start connecting dots. It's possible that he did work there. Because like for your priority to be, you've been gone for 2 months at this point, and you put your kid in school as soon as you get to another country, is like education's a priority to you, or it's a way for you to keep an eye on your kid because he's at the same place that you are during the day.
Yeah.
So, disguised in a wig, makeup to lighten her skin in order to help her fit in better, and with Miller as a lookout, Tiffany Rubin reunited with her son at the school, and the trio then embarked on a highly anxious journey to the U.S. Embassy. As an added precaution, she made Kobe wear a wig and girls' clothes as well. So this kid's fully confused. This kid doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Don't know what's going on.
This is like a fucking movie.
What is happening?
Yeah.
I haven't seen I haven't seen you in months. I thought you didn't want me. Like we don't know what that conversation was like.
Yeah, we don't know what he was told to where he might not have been happy to see her at first. She might have had to explain to him what the hell happened.
Yeah.
And then it's like And I know this is crazy, but I need you to put this wig on, and you're going to put this little dress on, and then we got to get out of here. We got to catch a flight. When the team arrived at the airport, Korean immigration officials resisted letting Kobe leave the country because of Jeremy Salko already beginning the process of making Kobe a Korean citizen.
Mm.
So he'd already started filling out
He wasn't
the paperwork.
playing.
No,
Yeah.
he was not coming back. This wasn't a little like, I'm going to get you back for putting me on child support or something. He's like, I'm leaving and I'm never coming back to this country. So they hit a road bump there at the airport, but the U.S. officials that were there helping them, get through the process stepped in at the airport and negotiated a $100 fine to cover Kobe's expired passport, which would allow him to leave the country. So the good old United States stepped in and covered, $100 fine. So
Man,
this lady,
that's nice.
this lady took it. This is Mark Miller and Tiffany Rubin's journey.
Yeah.
The United States government played a very small role in this, and I'm not going to let them $100 at the last minute. Like, the plane's right here.
Yeah, they helped out.
Some dude in the business suit is like, hold on a second. Here's $100. They go,
helped
all
out.
right, well, you can get
man.
on the plane now.
They helped out a little bit.
All right, whatever.
It's like when they did the Brittany Griner swap. Like that.
Yeah. Almost exactly the same situation. Good point, Fran. So according to Mark Miller, there were plenty of happy tears once the plane took off. Once they knew, like, wheels are up, there's no more borders or no more, obstacles. We're headed back to the U.S. Now we can sigh and really be like, we did it. We just did a fucking Mission Impossible style journey, and the mission was a success. Taken. We just did Taken.
Because without Mark and without the friend of Mark, the mutual friend that they have,
yes,
this
wouldn't
I
happen.
don't know what steps she would have taken to.
Yeah,
to
I don't
kinda
know.
get this
Yeah,
going.
who knows?
She might
Might ended up in a Korean jail trying to go to Korea and just cause a scene.
Yeah, pro bono service.
That was awesome.
Take that all day. Yeah.
Jeremy Salko was arrested in Guam on October 2nd, 2008, trying to re-enter the U.S. He was sentenced to 3 years in prison for international parental kidnapping.
That's scary.
What?
Him trying to come back?
Yeah, why was he coming
That's
back?
scary. That's scary.
You think maybe he's coming back to get him again? Who knows? He is still wanted by the Supreme Court of New York for property violations and failure to pay in fines in the excess of $400,000.
Damn.
So he's not, because there's more information in here that made me go, you got to kind of like extrapolate what the situation is.
Yeah.
He's not a wanted felon. He served his 3 years and he's out. I think if he ends up going to New York and they arrest him on the warrants that he's out for, he can face not extradition. He can face charges in New York.
Right. Like if he got pulled over.
If he got pulled over in New York.
A fucking traffic stop.
Exactly.
Like, oh, you got
But they
yours.
won't pull it. If he's in L.A., they won't like fly him
They're
back.
not going to look for,
Yeah. Because owing $500,000 in fines and child support and shit is crazy. Like,
that's nuts.
God, owing $400,000 to somebody is insane. Fortunately and beautifully, Kobe is now in his 20s, living in Queens, New York. He's a writer and he's a college graduate. And Tiffany Rubin still teaches in the Bronx, and the mother and son are still very close. Now, this part was very interesting. Kobe says he doesn't recall experiencing PTSD after his return, but added that he did get some therapy for a brief time to help him with the transition back home. As an adult, however, he's come to recognize a few underlying effects of the experience, like developing a deep mistrust of people. He says he's starting to work through that issue. He's starting to work through that issue, though. Kobe met up with his dad in 2020 and calls the experience interesting. Kobe has acknowledged that his lack of a relationship with his father has affected how he views his racial background. He said, quote, "The act of reconciling my biracial heritage as both African American and Korean is very complex. This is something I'm always working through, and I suspect it will be something that I'll have to work through much of my life." So, yeah, I mean, you have this really fucked up relationship with your father, who is also kind of the gatekeeper to another half of you culturally. And so you kind of feel hesitant to explore those parts of you, I would feel. I get that. I get how that could feel complicated. And I bet that that's a real hard thing to deal with, especially because I had to deal with this a lot in my younger age. Like I said last episode, Frank, you met my dad for the second time, I believe.
Yeah.
I look a lot like my dad. And I work at a place where a lot of guys who know my dad work. And so 10 years ago, when I was in my early 20s, I would be going to work and I might fuck off work. I was young and this was a very like adult job and I might be working like 20 hours a week. And then people would come up to me and be like, hey, man, I don't see you down here enough. If you don't come to work more, I'm going to tell your dad. And me as a young man, it was a lot of like, in my head, I'm like, you're going to fucking tell my dad? My dad, he didn't help me get to here in my life. You know, it was a lot of that type of like, what does that mean to me? But like to them, they go, I know your dad. I'm going to tell him something. It was a joke.
Yeah.
But for me, it was all this built up like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode. I got here, I learned how to play basketball on my own.
Yeah.
I can understand somebody being like, what are you? Like, what is you racially, ethnically, what are you? And you go, I'm half Korean. You go, oh, dad or mom? And it's like, that's like, could be triggering possibly. Whereas I don't want to get into it. Like, I don't want to.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I'm my dad's side, but I don't really know much about it. You like dismiss this whole other half of you culturally.
Right.
Because it has this negative vibe to it because your dad kidnapped you when you were 7
Yeah.
years old. So that could be a lot to deal with, you know? And you wanting to know who you are, but not wanting to have to go through your dad to figure that out.
Right.
And it's like, oh, if it's not my dad, who is it? His dad, his mom? I don't want to talk to them either. I don't know. Like, are they on his side? Do they think what he did is okay? So there's a lot there. That's a lot to work through.
Yeah, I get that. I will hope now they have, had a chance to work that out. Because at some point you got to go like, all right, we got to kind of, for us, this relationship to grow, we kind of got to get past this. And
But
I
like,
say,
what is
I
that?
wouldn't say he has to forgive him,
Yeah.
but you still, but that is your father though. I mean, like if he loves you,
if he's trying,
then I mean, you got to at least give him a chance. I mean, I know what he did wasn't right, but
I'd love to hear people's thoughts on that.
But if he doesn't, then he has every right not to want to talk to him. I'm not saying he has to.
Of course, you're not saying he has to, but okay, so could you put yourself in those shoes and you think you would come around?
Yeah, because
for those
I
reasons
think,
that you're saying, like that's my dad, like
because because it depends on how he takes it. Because you can look at it as two ways. You can look at it. You can look at it as he did this out of spite of my mom, or he did this because like out of spite of my mom, and that he loved me. That he was like, no,
he wanted him.
I wanted you to myself. I wanted to bring you here to embrace my side of of what you are and live here. So you can take it that way, but obviously what he did was wrong. Can't just go kidnap you. It doesn't matter if your child or what. If y'all have a custody battle and y'all got different parameters about what you can do, what you can't do, you can't do that.
You got to go get a
a
court date and go talk.
Then to go across the country is nuts. Like that's wild.
That's what I'm
so
saying. This isn't just going to Tallahassee, Florida. Like he really did some international man of mystery type shit.
That was crazy shit. But then I mean, like you can go, yeah, man, what you did was wrong. You shouldn't have did that. You took me away from my mom. It's like again, there's more context that we don't know about. So we don't know
like how'd you pull it off. You had to tell a lot of lies.
What did he say?
Yeah,
what did he tell him when he was gone? So it's like it's a lot of shit that we don't know that we can't speak on. But I think at some point you got to go. All right,
but you think that in this, because this is a very extreme scenario. In this scenario specifically, not estranged father kids thing. In this specific scenario, there is a pathway to forgiveness and redemption and reconciliation for you.
Yeah, because you could say that there was no intent to harm you at all.
He put you in school.
He put you. There was no intent. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to hurt him. He didn't put you. I don't think he was trying to do that.
He'd have to watch how he said that though. I mean, they met in 2020 because one thing about me, right? I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast before, but my dad served about 8 years in prison. When he got out, we went and got a corned beef sandwich. And I explained to him every issue that I had from childhood, resentments, everything. Yeah. And he didn't go, well, I'm your dad. I did the best I could. He didn't do any of that type of shit. He took it on the chin. He explained to me his side. He was young. He didn't know what the fuck he was doing. He was doing drugs. He was in the streets. He didn't do any kind of like, well, I got you shoes every Easter.
Yeah.
So when you say that about wanting to take him to Japan and because we're speculating, or to Korea, I'm sorry, wanting to take him to Korea and wanting you for myself. And if any of that shit comes across like you don't recognize that you did wrong, it might not be received well.
I get that.
You got to go, I was tripping. Like,
I
That
think
was-
objectively he knows that he was wrong.
I hope so.
But also you give the reason on why I know what I was wrong, but this is the reasons why I did it.
Right.
You got to be
And
honest.
I'm not
about
saying
that.
those are right, or it has to be like, it can't be
Right.
like,
Yeah.
it was justified. Like, this is why I did
Exactly.
it, and it's
Yeah,
fine. It has to be like, and these are my reasons. I'm not saying my reasons are
I think
okay.
he
but
knows. I'm sure he knows it was wrong.
I hope he does. He
Well,
tried
I'm
to
sure
get
his
into.
son
He tried
went-
to sneak into the country. So
Right.
does he?
I'm sure Kobe know what, but why you did it. He told him this is why I did it. I'm not saying this was right, but this is why I did what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think out of that comes with love and caring and stuff like that. I would hope so for him to go, whatever I know I did was wrong, but it was just me and your mom went through some shit and it was wrong. But I think there's room for forgiveness for sure.
I'd love to hear people's thoughts. Like, what people out there listening, if you put yourself, it's crazy shoes to put yourself into, but put yourselves into the shoes of your dad or your parent takes you away from your other parent, breaks these rules, takes you out of the country, another country, gives you a whole new life. Maybe tells you have a different, don't call you by your name. Maybe it's like you have a whole different identity. And then your mom, your other parent comes back and gets you, and they tell you the truth of like, this is a crime. Like, you've been involved in this. You've been kidnapped. Your father kidnapped you. Is there room for a sit down and getting back to a good place? I'd love to know, because I agree with you. I get it of like, this is your dad. But like, that's a lot. You're not obligated to forgive, but you're saying, even if you're not obligated, you could see somebody being able to do it.
Yeah.
Not just being like, I'll never speak to you again. Like, that was so crazy. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, man. He didn't. I don't know. We don't know.
You're right. He didn't send him over there. He wasn't like chained to in a basement.
Yeah.
He sent him to school.
Because Steph, my wife, didn't have the best relationship with her dad.
Mhm.
So it was like, he could have been better as a father on what he did. I mean, he didn't do nothing to this extent.
Right.
But he wasn't there. But then when he passed away, that completely broke her, because it was like, I resented him, and I didn't want to talk to him and shit like that. And you kind of, at some point, you kind of go, damn, I also could have, tried.
You could have tried. You could have met him halfway.
Yeah.
That was why, and that's tough, because that was one of the reasons I wanted to reestablish a relationship with my dad, because one, I had to tell him. That would have ate me alive
forever
if I never got it off my chest.
100%.
And just like pretended like everything was fine.
Yep.
Because when he got out, I could have just been like, "Hey, Dad, like, cool," and I got this like, fire in me, and and I'd stay distant because of that thing that I want to say, and I just never say it, and so we stay distant. And God
subconsciously,
forbid,
you would be doing that.
Exactly. And then God forbid he passed away, and now I got all this shit on me I can't get off me.
Right.
So I understand that.
Yeah.
So even if it's just to say like, this will be the last conversation we have.
Yeah.
You gotta do that. Because if it's on you, and he's going to therapy, so you're working through it, and when you go to therapy, you want to go tell this to the person.
Right.
And so you got to make that choice to go, either you want to build a relationship, or I just want to tell you.
Yeah.
This is how I feel, and I hate you. That could be, that will make you feel, it's got to be for you. Because that's the other part about it. Like, at a certain point, and this kid's in his early 20s now, anything that you want for a relationship with that man is for you. It can't be because he's like, I want my son. And nah, bro, if you don't serve a purpose in my life, you can't be in my life. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
So it's got to be for you. So that one's deep, man. But Jesus Christ, man, he took him to Korea, put him in a different school. It's like the new Karate Kid movie. I want to go home. My man Jaden Smith was going through it. Taraji P. Henson was the mom in that too. So,
was she?
Yeah, she was his mom.
She was. That's right. I do remember that. I do. Okay.
She was like, come on, Dre.
Yeah.
I got a job out here. He's like, I hate it here.
They move. Yeah, they move. They move.
He was fed up, man. My boy was fed. So I'm sure Kobe was going through it
That's
too.
right. Yeah, they moved.
My man said, I hate it here.
Braids coming halfway by in the back of his head.
You know he can't find somebody to give him cornrows in China. Come on, man. I want to go home. He was.
He had to be over there at all.
Enough. But yeah, so that was the story of Kobe Lee. Absolutely interesting story culturally, and just like the kidnapping aspect and the co-parenting. It was absolutely, this is the worst case scenario for most people who are in a co-parenting situation.
For sure. And I think if people want to have some kind of tell us what they think, It could be. We can read it on TFT.
You can send us a mini. So if you've been through something similar, I don't want to trigger anybody, but maybe you've been in a co-parenting situation and somebody did like not return the kid on the day that was scheduled, and what do you do? What's the next thought?
Yeah,
I'd love to hear stories like that. Obviously, not if they ended it, if it was like it was super bad, but things that have a positive resolution, because these co-parenting situations could be messy sometimes. But this is like the most. It doesn't get any crazier than this. He fled the country.
It definitely get crazier than that, but yeah,
sure, but this is up there.
Yes, yeah.
He fled the country. So we'd love to hear people's thoughts on both this story and if you have thoughts as far as being in something similar. Before we get out of here, Fran, have you been catching up on anything? You didn't get a chance to check out that documentary that I told you about, right?
I did.
You did.
I couldn't wait till we record. I did. Yeah, I did.
You watched Tell Them You Love Me.
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Oh my!
I love the title. Now that you watch it, the title it's
perfect
perfect.
title.
It's a perfect title.
Perfect title. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my God. Where do we start? Where do you want to start?
I want to start with it's funny because it reminded me of this. It was a time, people don't know this because this I'm pulling the curtain back on this a little bit. So this was a time where we used to do each other's story, right?
Yes.
And I read and I used to read my story, and then I used to pronounce indictment, right?
Yes.
I used to pronounce it. And then I remember one time I was like, bro, you driving me crazy. You not,
I gotta say,
because how I
was being cool about it. I'm like,
yeah,
it's your life, bro. Like,
because how I read it, that's how my brain computes it.
Right.
So I was like, and it's spelled, how I spell. So I was like, I go indict this. He was like, bro, you drive me crazy. Bro. That's not how you say it. So in this documentary, this lady goes, it was driving me nuts. She asks this guy, what do you want to be called? He goes, and the thing, he goes, D-Man. And the whole time, she was saying demand. It was driving me absolutely nuts. I said,
here's the thing, right? Because I was the same thing. I was telling Alyssa, my girlfriend, I was like, the whole time we were watching, I was like, this lady's so white and wrong that she thinks that this kid is saying some teacher I used to had was calling me demand. This idiot. But then at some point in the documentary, somebody else says demand. But then I go, but this lady's been his mouthpiece this whole time.
Yeah.
She probably told them. They probably went, I think it's D-Man. They're like, no, it's not. I spoke to him. He told me it's demand.
I think his mom said it. I think his mom was like, their teacher used to call him it was D-Man. I was like, demand? I said, why does she keep saying fucking demand? How does that even look like why does that make sense to you?
She took it. It was the unseasoned version of D-Man.
Demand.
You think some teacher was like, yo, demand. Obviously his name is Derek or whatever his name is. They go, yo, D-Man. And it's like, is that a culturally thing? Like, that's a white coach would do the same thing. Your name's D-Man. He wouldn't. It shouldn't be a black-white thing. But I'm like, this lady's the whitest lady ever.
Yeah.
Like violin, all like, she lived in like a manor.
Yeah.
She's very wealthy, whatever. And so I'm like, culturally, I don't think she can understand nicknames.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because demand.
It's more we can get into it. I had to start that because that shit drove me crazy. I said, this is insane. No way this man is not want you to call him demand. Doesn't want you to call him that. But anyway, the whole shit was a very compelling documentary. I mean, like, seeing what this family went through.
Yeah.
And seeing this woman come in to try to help him, who's a teacher, who's informed about helping people with these disabilities. And then you start to, as it goes on, you kind of rock back and forth. You go, well, I get, this, but then you go, yeah, but she was that it's like, so you the whole time you're going back and forth.
So let me tell you my two biggest dilemmas, because of course I had the same experience. I'm like,
yeah.
So one thing I couldn't shake was you go, this lady's wrong. Like, obviously this kid, this man, he can't move on his own. He cannot speak his own words to consent in any kind of sexual acts. So and it's a power dynamic.
Yes.
But I go, but what if this dude really is trapped in that body?
Yeah.
And he has these thoughts and and all of these things, and he's this poet and he loves to read and he just can't communicate.
Right.
Then doesn't he deserve love? And if this woman fell in love with his brain and them communicating, but then you go, but when they get to the point where they go, I gave him the machine without anybody around. I tried to use my finger to assist it, and none of that shit came out.
Yeah.
And then that doctor, the man who I loved, he came through and was like, I gave him a test. His mom feeds him every day from a refrigerator, and he couldn't pick out a picture of a refrigerator. But he could point to the refrigerator in the house when he was hungry.
Yeah.
So when he went, that is the intellectual level of a baby. When he said that, I went, well, never mind. Forget everything I said. Now, I still stand on it's possible that there are people in the world who are paralyzed from the neck down, have cerebral palsy, who are brilliant thinkers, have all these profound thoughts. And that part, it pained me to think of people being trapped in their bodies.
Right.
But the man in the documentary isn't that case. And the lady was so sick. When she was like, the brother said he was, they were riding in the car. He's like, man, when we get home, man, me and you, D, man, we're going to go have a beer out on the porch. She's like, he likes red wine.
Yeah. That was cool.
It's like.
Yeah, when it got to that, when it got to, I think we should put him in the home and a housing for himself on his own. I went.
This is a predator. So
yeah,
I can't keep only raping him on Sunday.
Yeah.
I need to be able to have access to him whenever I want to.
Yeah.
And then when it got to the end, and it was and the brother said that he was changing them, and he had all these like grooves in his back.
Yeah.
I went, this is she's raping him.
Yes. Yeah. It was sick. It was sick because like I said, like you said in the beginning, you go like, this invention of this machine
could have unlocked him.
Could potentially unlock something, unlocked him, and now he's be able to express himself how he wants because he can't do it physically, and he has a machine to do that. And then you go like, oh, he's reading books and doing speeches and shit like this, and it's like, all right, maybe this is why haven't I even heard about it? Like, I feel like this will be everywhere.
If this was really what happened, he'd be doing TED Talks today. He'd be like be like a national treasure. He'd be like Stephen Hawking.
I have never heard of this. I'm like, he's doing all this, and then it goes, and then it's like you can see where she was a divorced woman.
Well, she wasn't. She was married with 2 kids.
She was married.
She was married.
Well, okay,
she was having an affair with this guy. That's not even the words to use. I don't even.
So she was still like.
She was still married. She was. I had to figure out. I didn't know if I wanted to tell my husband. I wasn't ready to tell him.
Oh, I thought she was like married, but they was like separated.
No, they showed up to the house during the investigation when she got suspended from school. The police showed up to the house and was like, you know, your wife's fucking this guy, like a student of hers. That's how her husband found out.
Okay, I missed that part. But you can tell that she was whatever she wanted as a fantasy. She was acting it out with this young man, as in like, I would, she's like, I like an intellectual person who's nerdy.
She
and
made
like this,
him.
And
it was like a imaginary friend.
Right. She made him that and was like, whatever she wanted from a person that maybe she wasn't getting at home from her husband or whatever.
She made him that.
It was like typing. It's like, oh, he's saying this.
He loves these books and this red wine and classical music.
Red wine. You want him to live on his own. Like, what are we talking about here?
This is a person that was obsessed with people who are afflicted with illnesses and debilitated. She wanted to be it. She wanted to be in the space, and she met this guy who she could go to all these conferences and say, oh, I'm just speaking for him.
Yeah.
But could say everything that she thought, but say it was his words. So she was getting the applause and all the love from these people from these communities and being innovative and all this stuff and being accepted, but she was using him as, look, but it's him. And I'm the Derek Whisperer. I can't remember his name right now, but I'm the D-Man Whisperer.
Yeah.
So only through me can you guys hear his brilliance. And so we're about to ride this all the way to the top. I think she wanted to be a New York Times best-selling author with this guy.
She wanted to get something out of it, but like it wasn't you, because they made it seem like when they show like little clips or whatever, it was like you would thought that she was just assisting him hitting the buttons, but it was like, no, you were directing him.
She was
to
pushing the
letters,
fingers to the thing.
Pushing the fingers to the thing. And for you to take this young man who has his disability, he can't do anything on his own, to rape this man, that's crazy. For you to do that and go like, this what he want? It's like, he asked you how we go. It's like, it was like a full-blown conversation. It's like, what did you No, you were sick.
with
You
the
had
machine.
You
So
were a sick person.
when they did the reenactment of her quote unquote saying the first time they had quote unquote sex and all these, the first time and quote unquote sex and the machine, and she said he asked for a kiss, and then the way she said, he typed in, "So what now?" I don't think any of that should happen, but if it did happen,
At
he
all.
probably was like, literally, "So what? What do we do? What next?" This man has no concept of sex. He shouldn't have had any concept of sex. So he wouldn't have known the rhythms of like, take your breasts out and all the stuff she was saying. Like,
No,
he wouldn't have known to ask these things. Where would he
Man,
have seen
she-
this? Where would he have seen, like, you know how we, like, you ask, if I asked you or you asked me, like, how'd you learn about sex? You go, I don't know. He's like, you just
Yeah.
growing up kid, you watch a dirty movie, see a sex scene,
right.
see a sex scene in a movie, whatever. You know,
Yeah.
that wasn't his life.
Yeah. For her to take that young man and put it on this man like he was like it was consensual. It's crazy. I mean, like, he got grooves on his back. It's like, that's like, what? No, man, that's not where my mind was in the beginning of this, but I went towards it. I went, oh no, she's a sick person.
Yeah.
I was going back and forth throughout the beginning and the middle, and I was like, oh no, she's a sick person.
I would say halfway through,
No question
I went, well, who says you can't fall in love with somebody? Like, I really was, I didn't like how it was so clear to me, even halfway through, you go, this woman definitely ended up fired in prison.
Yeah.
But she still was smiling while she was telling the stories. She didn't have any regret. Even at the end, you watched the whole thing, this lady didn't regret a thing.
Well, in the beginning, you remember she was like, I hope I'm not changing the story around in my mind.
Well, you are.
You are. That's exactly what you did.
You are. You did.
That's what
she was telling it was
what
like
you
it
did.
was like I was watching a rom-com.
It was a movie.
Yeah, it was a rom-com. She's like,
it's like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, she
it
was like,
insane.
and we both reached for the same pencil, and the man was like, sorry, but your hands are very soft. And I just laughed, and I was like, am I really thinking what I'm thinking right now? She had all these chuckles and all these fond smirks that she was like wiping away from her face. I said, she would rape this man right now.
She would do it again. Yes.
So keep that woman.
I'm sad that they like it. They haven't stuck in this person, whatever. I'm like, you need to that needs to stop.
Yeah, I don't. Once that doctor came through, because towards the end with only a little bit of time left, I still went, okay, well maybe they're about to say they put the machine in front of him without her there, and he still was the same guy. Because then you go, well, damn, like he's trapped in there. Once that doctor came and was like, this man has the mental capacity of a 8-month-old baby.
Yeah.
I went, well, that's it. That's it then. Then
that's it.
The whole movie's been a lie. She's crazy. She made it up.
She's crazy. Yeah. But also, what about the nickname part though? Did she hear this nickname? No, listen. Did she hear this nickname from his mom? Or did he? That's where I got stuck at, because I went like,
where'd she get D-Man from?
Where'd she get D-Man from? If he was able to express that to her, how could all this other stuff be allowed?
Check this out. What if she's so racist that she made up a? He's like, yeah, I had a teacher when I was a kid, and he called me D-Man, because I don't know. The mom didn't. I'd have to watch it again. Some people will let us know. I don't remember the mom corroborating the D-Man thing.
Somebody did. Somebody did. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was the. I think it might have been the brother.
What
or
do
something.
black people call each other? Home slice, diggity dang, but D-Man.
I think it might have been a brother or something.
Okay. Well, if the brother said it, then okay. But if it's all her saying that he told her that was what he wanted to be called, then she probably made it up.
Well,
on
maybe
some
I
racist
could have
shit.
just made that. Maybe
I gotta watch it again for that part, because I gotta see that. I don't remember. I just remember her being like, he said he wanted to be called Demand, and it was bothering me the whole time. But I didn't hear any other place where the origin came. I didn't hear any other person go, oh yeah, I remember that teacher. His teacher used to call him D-Man or Demand, which he definitely didn't. Nobody called him Demand. Nobody called him Demand. Somebody called him D-Man if possible, if that's what happened. But if she's the person that's relaying the message of that, and she's the only one, now that you're asking me right now in this very moment, I go, she might have made that up on some like like Lil. I know you like Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? Like when you were on that cruise, on some shit like that. Like he probably, when I asked him what his nickname was, I just started calling him D-Man, because like it's like hip hoppy.
Yeah.
Like that might have not she's saying, but like in her mind, that's where it came from. Because once they tell you that he has the mental capacity of an 8-month-old child, then that means to me, everything she's saying is a lot. I like these kind of books. She said something so profound when he was like, he told me he's like a prisoner in his own body. His mind is a cage. She
That's
said,
deep,
so,
yeah.
I said it out loud. I said, damn.
Yeah,
I was like,
that's when you had me. I was like, maybe,
damn, like that's
maybe this is how you go. This invention, how is this not like a? Why is this not? I've never even heard of this machine.
Because
Is this to help
it's flim
people that are
flam,
trapped?
bro. It's flim flam.
Why is it not, bro? And it go like that test that doctor was doing with other people, because like I guess people was doing the same thing, but it wasn't to this extent,
right?
So he was like, all right, I'll show the person, their assistant of a picture of a cow, and I'll show them a picture of a moose or something like that. And then they go like, well, that's a chicken. You go like, they don't even know.
That test was diabolical. That dude was diabolical.
Yeah.
It's like when you call people out for being a fake psychic.
Yeah.
He did that in front of them. Oh, I could talk about this all day, man.
Yeah. And they banned the machine. The machine is banned. Yeah. You can't use the machine anymore.
In her trial, they were like, you can't bring any of that shit in here. No. Like, you know how they go like blood splatter analysis, bite mark analysis. These are things that are pseudoscience-y, but they'll let you bring it into court. And then they'll let a person who is on the counter spectrum of it come in and try to argue against it. Yeah. For her trial, they were like, you can't talk about any of that doofy machine shit in here at all. You can't even use it as your argument. So all she could say was her perspective. She couldn't bring in any of the transcripts that she said she had. They were like, it's all bullshit. You can't use any of it. So even all the transcripts that she was saying she had that they were using for the show, based on the ending of the documentary, you go, well, this is all bullshit. Like, you using your hand to move his fingers, we don't know what he said.
Right.
And again, like you said, perfect title. Still at the end, she's like, I hope he's doing well, which means to me, I would rape him tomorrow. And so in her mind, it's like, I just wish he could tell them what we had was real. That's what it felt like to me. That the whole time, all the way to the end, it's like, it was real. I know it was real. And if he could verbalize it with his own words, he'd tell you that. And that's why you're crazy. Because she went to jail. She lost her family. She lost her job. Yeah. And she still is like, no, everything I said is true.
Yeah.
So that means that guy doctor's wrong. The court's wrong. His mom's wrong. His brother's wrong. When his brother cried, that shit, I felt that shit. He would punch that woman in her face. If that documentary team would have been like, do you think you could sit down in a room with her and kind of talk? He would have been like, listen, if you put me in a room with her, I'm gonna kill her. That's how when he was talking about it, he would get so like upset that he would like just burst out into tears or he would ball his fist up. I went, oh, he would hurt that woman.
Yeah, because it's like a baby, man. She took advantage of
his little baby brother, and and also the other cold part about, I could talk about this all day. The other cold part about her was like when she started, which we talked about, when she started diminishing the efforts that his mom put in. When his mom did a really good job.
All she did was
sent
like
him to handicap school.
Baby
she did all the right. She ingratiated him around people. Like she did all the right stuff, and then she comes in and she's like, "You've sheltered him so much, and you guys have not done a good job." And it's like, as that woman's child who was raised a single mom raising both of y'all, and you went to college and all this stuff, and you saw how she took care of your little brother who has real issues, and this woman comes in and is like, you didn't do a good job. Oh, I mean, he probably. Man, I can only get a sense of how angry and how hateful he is towards that woman, that he did that to his little brother. And also, if I'm not mistaken, again, I have to watch it again. I believe he was in the same course as her, and he met her and was like, I think you'd be a great help. My little brother is nonverbal. Like he was the bridge to her being introduced to his family.
Yeah.
So you took advantage of this guy and then worked your way into his family and then raped his little brother who has severe problems. It's a sick documentary, man. She's a nasty lady, and she didn't learn a fucking thing. And if we were talking about, if this was the Dr. Nasser, the guy that molested all those Olympic girls, if this was that documentary and when we got to it, he's like, and every girl was great and we had a real special romantic time, you'd be like, kill this guy.
Killed us, yeah.
But because she's a woman, and I don't know, I don't feel like people are as like mad. I don't think I walked away mad, but I should be like, you don't get to talk about this guy and smile and say that he seduced you when you are the
It's
person.
It's double standard for sure.
Oh man, like people should be like, she should have said, I can't do this documentary. I think people will kill me.
Her face should have been blurred out.
That's what that part where it's like the nerve to think that you can do this and talk about this openly and just like, oh man. And he told me to take my breasts out. It's like, what?
Yeah.
You're right though. She should have been like, you gotta blur my face. Like, you can't show pictures of my family. And the fact that it happened like 10 years ago, like you said, and I've never heard of this is like,
yeah.
Because I guess it's at its core, it's like a local story. It's insane, but it's like it's a local story.
Yeah, man. Because I wouldn't have watched it. I would have saw it like, tell me something. I'd have went right past it. But yeah, the title is
it's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
It fully encompasses her feelings about the scenario and the situation.
Yeah.
Her feelings about the situation are, I'm fully right. He's an adult, a man, a sexy man. The way she, you know what I mean? Like the way,
that's crazy.
And that was the other part. And I don't want to be cruel or mean, but that man is so clearly stunted and in need of help that for her to look at him and not be, and like, let's say she was inspired if everything she said wasn't bullshit, which it seems like it was. But let's just say she was inspired by his brilliance. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
To want to have sex with him in his mom's house while they're at church is what makes you, it's not like.
So you're lying, but you're making up events that you have to go to. Now you're lying and making up shit to go see him to do this.
If you didn't think it was wrong, you would have just told his parents, like, I've fallen in love with your son.
Yeah.
If you didn't think it was wrong, you wouldn't be doing it the way that you did it. And that's what makes you so clearly a predator.
Yeah, because she's going like, well, we got to figure out a time. You would have thought that these were two teenagers.
Yeah, they can't keep their hands off each other.
Can't keep it. They're pregnant or something like that. Or, I don't know. She's like, well, we got to, we just waiting for the perfect time to tell his mom. Is like,
tell his mom what? Like, tell his mom, tell his mother what? And he can't tell her anything. So tell his mother what? That was and the fact that she was still talking like that in this documentary was what made me go like, oh, you're crazy. Like, yeah, I didn't know if I wanted to tell my husband. Like, so you're saying you're ready to like run away with this guy? One more time about the beer thing. Because again, this man is like 30 years old. He can't drink anything. He is an impaired man. So the fact that this guy's trying to have a little jokey moment with his little brother, yeah, man, we're going to go out and have a beer on the porch. The fact that you were so entitled and in control of this guy that you wanted to manipulate a joke. Oh, he doesn't drink beer. He drinks red wine. He doesn't drink anything. He doesn't drink
alcohol.
He doesn't drink anything.
Alcohol.
So why does it need to be, oh, well, he doesn't drink beer. He would never drink beer.
She turned off the radio.
No, that was crazy.
She touched the radio.
D-Man said he doesn't like gospel music. Like,
no, she said the man said he doesn't. The
man said he hates
like
gospel music. He likes more Chopin, and he likes Bach. Lady, you want, like, that's my thing. You know what it is? It's the victory lap. You're raping this guy under his family's nose. You're getting to do these TED Talks and these speaking engagements, and your whole plan's working. And you want to control what they think he drinks in his imaginary bar and what music he listens to? And you want to tell him that he doesn't want to live in your house anymore. He doesn't want to live with his mom. He wants to be an adult. She just wanted to control every aspect. It was like, you're already getting away with it. That's wrong, but like, you're already getting away with it, and now you're just trying to do too. Now you're like pushing the buttons. Because the family, the mom and the brother are like, well, I mean, he's in college. We gotta deal with this lady. She's making his life better, so it's fine. And she's like, also turn this classical music off. And he doesn't like pork chops. It's like,
he needs to be living on his own.
He needs to be living on his own. He does not like string beans. You're like, what? Yeah, the man said he hates string beans. He's more of a kale guy. All right.
He would die if he lived on his own.
He would. He cannot function on his own.
He cannot function on his own.
So what was her plan? To just like come over there every couple days and rape him and then give him a bag of food and leave? Like, what if they would have listened to you? It's so irresponsible. You're so right. Like, you should have been ashamed you should have been blurred. You should have demanded to be blurred. And she was like, no, please.
No, I can't work in in schools anymore. But
Yeah, it was a great time.
I work from
Man.
home.
A love story that stood the test of time. Some of the best moments of my life.
Nah,
You're like,
crazy.
what the hell are you talking about? So yeah, man, Tell Them You Love
Yeah,
Me.
man.
Highly recommended to
was a great
everybody.
documentary.
It was a
great story.
fantastic documentary, but a horrible at the same time. Horrible person, great documentary.
I didn't know what I was. I had no idea what I was.
That's why I tried when I didn't want to give away too much. I feel like I was like, I want to give him enough to go watch it, but I don't want to reveal too much. I think I did my job.
I didn't know what I was getting into.
But yeah, folks, listen, this has been another episode of Affirmative Murder, the Equal Opportunity True Crime Comedy Podcast. I've been Alvin Williams, joined as always by my partner in true crime, Fran and Alvin, and we'll see you guys next week.
Deuces.